So do you guys remember Left Shark from that Katy Perry halftime show where Left Shark was? Yeah, Left Shark. Everyone loved it's Left Shark. So anyway, I was thinking that I forgot how good this is. I was thinking that I need to make a game with Left Shark dancing in it. I need to make a who's that? What is this water guy? Why aren't we talking about water guy? Why are we talking? You know what? 'Cause Left Shark's more important. Left Shark, of course, an incredibly popular meme that definitely everyone still gets and understands. On Thingiverse, there's a 3D model of it. Hold on. Thingiverse. Okay, well, I already downloaded it, so that's fine. Earlier, there's a 3D model of Left Shark, so let's take a look at what we got. I want to get this into Unity, and I want it to be animated and dancing, and that sounds really hard, and it is really hard. It's super hard. So how are we going to do that? And the answer is with some third-party tools that are really useful. So let's take a look at our model. Wait, what? What is this? Okay, we need to fix the model. We need to open Blender. We need to delete, import. It's an STL, I think. Yeah, STL. Import that. Scale's a little off. Move that scale down. All right. All right, we need to smooth out. Can we do that in object mode? That sounds like let's do it in sculpting mode. It's just real quick. We just need really quick to. We've got some topology issues. I think we're still gonna have some topology issues. We got some extra vertices on the butt. We've got butt problems. Okay, let's add a remesh. I don't want low poly shark. Is this too many polygons? This might be. Go down to level 7. That feels alright. Shade smooth. Recalculate normals. In edit mode. Still not smooth. I don't care. That's not the point of this. We're going to export this. The model that I got was a .stl file, and that's not going to work for us for our process. So we need a .obj. I'm using Blender. I'm importing it. I fixed the scale. I did a little bit of other stuff that doesn't actually matter in most cases. I'm just going to hit File, Export, and use an obj. OBJ, wavefront. And we'll save that in the same. We'll actually just go up a level. And we'll call it Left Shark Smooth Butt. Export. We've saved it. Okay, so we have a 3D model. We have vertices, edges, faces, but we don't have a animated rig. We need to be able to move, some bones like joints, and then have the vertices move with those. So we need to create a humanoid rig that you can apply animations to, and have that affect Left Shark. And creating that rig is an entire career. It's an entire job. And we don't have the skill set to do that. But luckily for us, there's this website called Mixamo. It is one of a number of ways to automatically rig characters. Because most humanoid figures, and it only really works for humanoid figures, have joints in very similar locations, and they work in similar ways, and this software can figure that out. It doesn't do an amazing job, but it can do it. I've already done this once, but we're going from scratch, so we need to upload a character, go through the process, FBX, OBJ, or a zip. We're gonna choose our OBJ. There we go. And now we need to rotate it so that it is facing forward. It already is. Great. I'm going to put its chin, you know, there. Maybe a little bit lower. I don't know where the chin should go. Wrist up at the front. Elbows like here, I guess. Knees like there. Groin. Yeah. So it's gonna go through and figure out using standard skeleton. I don't know if we don't need fingers. Cool. Okay, yeah, no fingers is fine. Symmetry, yeah. So now it's going to take a couple of minutes, and it's going to try to figure out what the human shape of and what part of the body, of some kind of body, all of the different edges and vertices are, and how they should be mapped to a standard skeleton rig, and what scale that rig should be, and how long the arm should be. It does all of this fairly difficult computer processing automatically on Adobe's server somewhere. That's kind of neat. That's pretty cool. Good job, Adobe. Thanks for buying Mixamo so they don't shut down a few years ago. Hey, look, we're already done. All right. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It is, yeah, proceed. Okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. So I'm making, what, a dance game? A golf game? Golf? Oh, no, animate. We want to go to animations. Well, we need dancing. We need some dancing first. Okay, what dancing do we want? This is dancing. That looks a little weird. Oh, no. So good. I want it to be floppier. Third arm space. Should that be higher or lower? It's like not a very humanoid. Oh, I mean, it's just not a good twerking shark. I have too much power. I've made mistakes in my life, and clicking on that button was absolutely a mistake that I have made. Jazz dancing. We're going to go with jazz dancing. No, we're not. Samba dancing is... We can't do twerk. Let's run that. I like the... Okay. So we're downloading it. Our format, you want to change it to FBX for Unity. And with and without skin is going to be really important in just a second. But with skin means it's going to download the 3D model with it. And without skin, it's only getting the animation, basically. So we want to choose with skin for the first one, and then without skin when we want to start adding more animations in a second. But just to get one working to begin with, we'll download. And this is an FBX file, and I'm going to save this right into my... Unity folder. So we're going to save that right into here, in the models. I'll call it left shark jazz. I don't know, whatever. And then it's going to get imported by Unity. So we can drag that right into our scene. Our shark is very small. Let's fix that. Left shark, scale factor, apply. 100 times bigger. Actually, if we unconvert units for that. Yeah, uncheck that thing. Anyway, so now our shark is imported, and it seems that scale is, it's like it's like an 11 meter, 9 meter tall shark. Cool, love it. So in our import settings, down in this FBX file, we have all these settings. Import cameras, import lights. We don't want any of that. That's just usually something we uncheck when we import from Blender. Everything else is pretty much fine. We want to go to Rig and change the animation type to humanoid. And that's important. And we're going to create the avatar from this model. That's fine. For this first one. Apply. Under animation, it says mixamo.com. This, I'm pretty sure, is called Jazz Dancing. So we want to rename that because by default, all these animations are going to be named mixamo.com. And when we're setting up our animator, that's going to be a pain in the butt. And that is in our import settings. If we select the FBX file under animation, there we go. And we apply, and we're ready. So if I have my shark, it's posed, it's ridiculous. If we hit play, it's not moving, it's not dancing, what's up? And the answer is that we don't have a runtime animator controller yet. So let's create an animator controller. And if this is new to you, we're covering this on Friday, so maybe you're watching this a little bit early. Shark anim controller. Sure. And now we have the actual controller. That is the thing we can update in with this settings. So we're going to make a new empty state, and the state will be called Jazz Dancing. And then we can select the motion. And the motion here, it just means the animation file. We don't have our separate animation files as .anim. We can create those from scratch. We can use them in Unity. Unity is making a .anim basically behind the scenes inside of our what's on the hard drive as a .fbx file. But inside of Unity, if you click this little down arrow, you can see it's generating a bunch of things out of the FBX file. It's got the mesh itself, the material if the model came with the material, an entire bone structure, the rig as a hierarchy of empty game objects, a prefab. That's the thing we're actually using with the skin mesh renderer, or this is the prefab. It's in a child object. And the avatar, which is that bone information, we can actually go in and mess with that, but that's not. And the animation file itself. Again, we can make these directly in Unity, but here, Jazz Dancing, we renamed it before. It's right there. So when I select this little three dot thing and it says search for a file, we can see Jazz Dancing. If you see mixamo.com, forgot to rename it in your import settings. So now the game will begin automatically. Should start playing that animation, and we can change some settings. We can edit it to loop. That seems loop time. That seems right. Seems correct to make the loop. Oh yeah. Amazing. So one thing to know here is the shark's moving forwards. It looks like it's just walking forwards. Is that just the entire animation? 2 point. It's like a 3-second animation. It's a walk animation. It's the most amazing walk animation. There's a setting of there's a root bone in the animation file, and everything else is moving relative to that root as a child object, and it's usually like the waist. We can tell in the animator component, apply root motion. If we uncheck that, the shark will be walking forwards. It will not be updating the transform. Instead, its feet, they're kind of sliding around. Now, if you're using a first-person character controller to do all the motion, you probably want to uncheck that and then just set up your speeds and settings so that it roughly synchronizes with the feet movement. There are more advanced ways to do it. There are a lot more advanced ways to do it, but that's at least one simple way. You tend to let animation just be the visuals and motion be controlled by other things if your gameplay is motion, it's like a character controller moving and running around. That's what root motion means. It's whether or not the motion of the character's movement from the animation file will get applied to the character. And you may or may not want it, depending. Cannot tell you more. Okay, cool. We got a dancing shark in our game. Everything's amazing. Everything's great. But now I want another animation. Let's go get one. Back to mixamo. Let's find... I'm not doing... I know there are a bunch of golf animations. We're going with golf. We're not twerking. We're going to do a golf drive. And now we're going to choose without skin. FBX for Unity without skin. I'm going to download it. I'll just save it. I'll just save it as golf drive. That's fine. We don't want to have to swap out one 3D model of the shark for another identical 3D model of the shark. It won't be able to transition very well. And even if we did have the skin, we could still set everything up correctly, but the it would be like, I'll just do it while it's here with skin on accident. But now we just have like this extra file in our Unity folder that is like a copy of this other thing. So we make changes, we have to like double check we're changing the right thing, and that's this extra just potential pitfall that we might have. So we want to be careful there. So there we go. Import those, and now we have these FBX files. Here we are. And let's select all of them and change some things. We can uncheck that, I guess. We're not really using their models, so it doesn't really matter. Apply those changes. Go to the rig. Animation type humanoid. That's the important part. Apply that change. That's the only thing you actually needed to do. Now, under the animation section, you're going to make sure that is named, and its name is not at mixamo.com. Golf bad shot, that's already named. Golf drive. Golf putt failure, that's already, those got named fine. Cool. Okay, I guess we didn't have the problem this time. Love it. Great. And then that's all we want to do. We don't want to touch those anymore. If we look inside of them, we can see we have the rig information, which hopefully we don't need, and we have these extra avatars. We should get rid of those because again, we don't want this extra complication. We only really want that animation. We can duplicate it out of the FBX file, but then it becomes hard to move around, and we're losing some references to things. So under our rig avatar definition, we'll say choose from other avatar, and we're going to use our original, the same one. All right, left shark guys. Where's our avatar? Yeah. And then now we don't have. Now we got rid of the golf drive one. We can do that again. We don't really need to do this step. This is only cleaning up our Unity project. This isn't affecting any of the work to make this working. Bad shot, golf drive, get rid of you. Golf putt failure. I'm gonna copy left shark. Cool. We don't have an extra, but we do have an extra mesh and material in the golf putt failure folder that we don't have in golf drive, and that is because of we forgot to say without skin on the import settings. And I think we can, we can't like go in and delete those. Those are just like, those just live with us and they follow us around. We can get rid of the extra avatar we don't need. I don't know if there's like a way to just like not import the model. I've never actually tried. Yeah, I don't know. Annoying. Yeah, okay, we can get rid of extra materials we don't need, I guess, but now we just, if we're searching for something and we're looking for like our, our left shark or whatever, or we have stuff we don't need in our file. I said, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. It's going to confuse. It's going to throw bugs. Okay. So now in our animator, what do we have? Golf drive. Let's add a new state. Golf drive. And we're going to select our motions. And look, we have a bunch of them now. Let's choose golf drive. We need to transition into this. We'll make a transition from any state. Oops. Make a transition to golf drive. Make a parameter of trigger drive. What's my other one? Bad shot. Make a transition there from any state. My golf drive should be on the condition of drive, and my new state here should set it up. Bad shot. Golf, bad shot. And we select the transition, and I have the condition of bad shot. We're not doing any of the tweaking or stuff quite yet. We're just, we're just starting with that. All right, so in our scene, I'm going to open the animator up to the side here. We should start by dancing. We're dancing. We're rocking forward and we're dancing. Love it. And then we want to switch to drive. Boop. Bam. Yeah. Animation plays. It does not loop. Probably good for a drive. Probably should transition maybe back to dancing or something. Or it should transition into bad shot. Oh. No. Oh, Love Shark, you did so badly. Oh, so upset. So upset. Let's set up that transition to be automatic. This transition should have an exit time. Yeah. That's all we need. So we'd redrive. Oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible. Let's have that animation take a little bit longer to slide between, fade the two animations together. And then fade. There it goes. Ah, throws away the club. So upset. Left Shark is an emotional creature. We all know that is true. Oh no. Your FBX animations don't necessarily need to be from mixamo for this to work. That is the what's so great about that humanoid, the rig, is it's a fairly standard thing. You can export that rig out of like motion capture software, and some people just on the internet have done this, and they have libraries of motion capture animations that they open source. I know there are a couple of universities that have just open sourced animations. I've used those in the past. So definitely worth checking out to like make things animated and run around and move around. Even things that don't have that rig, and learning about how to like rig things in Blender, which is a pain. It might be a little derpy, but I mean, I knew Left Shark was going to look super derpy when I started. That's kind of why I chose it, to prove a point there. So anyway, hope that helps. I mean, the main thing is just import your FBX model to get just the animation without a skin, and then change the animation type to humanoid in the import settings. You remember that, you can click your way through the rest. You'll be all right. All right, that's enough of that. I'm rambling at this point. I had a script and now I'm off script, and you can tell. I can tell. We all can tell. Hope that helps.